Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, Episode 8, live. So today we'll be continuing the testimony of what the young girl saw. At least, we hope so. We're having some bandwidth issues. I've made multiple save files in case this trial gets ruined and we have to do it again tomorrow. So hopefully everything will work right. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Never miss a video, as well as going to KwingsLetsPlays.com. That's KwingsLetsPlays.com to sign up for our free newsletter, where you get notified every single day about all the happenings of the channel, such as new Let's Plays and contests and merch updates, all kinds of stuff. So, without further ado, let's jump into this and continue the story from where we left off. Amber's getting tea, so... The Adventure of the Runaway Room, case number 3. Episode 8. That should be interesting. What the girl saw. I'm just waiting for Amber to get in. Okay, so we're probably gonna have to press her on every single one of her statements. So.
So I snuck inside the carriage before they looked up the horses, just like always.
Hold it! So, you were already on the omnibus before it even set off on its run?
Well, yeah, I mean, what's the point of spending a Joey to make a bob, eh? That's a rum idea, innit?
I suppose she means there's no point spending money to make money. It actually makes sense if you think about it. Consul, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief? Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants. Well, that does clear up a little mystery of the fares and all. 4 paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 to which the cabman testified, and 1 little scapegrace riding for free.
The red corn clover driver always goes for some grub before his last run, eh? I mean, see? So, that's when I slipped into the carriage and got myself ridden under the seat.
Hidden
under the seat. Where? Nice and easy, right?
There you go. But your hiding place is a storage compartment, full of equipment for the coach, no?
Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all that out and cram it in a corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much.
And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who was first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia.
Paraphernalia.
What the...
Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could hide under the seat. And that's what I tell you.
It seems we've reached the end of the line of the inquiry. Continue.
But it was right. Old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night at all.
Hold it. A waste of time, huh? Why is that?
Well, most nights I'm on my own in the God permit. At least some of the time.
I beg your pardon, did you say God permit?
Oh yeah, well that's what my kind call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. The point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while.
And that's when you came out of your hiding place to get away, right?
That's it. Only that night... This cove was sat on me seat from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch, and I was totally stuck.
Do you mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while events unfolded in the enclosed cabin?
Yeah. Right, mister. Right, mister?
To be sure. To be sure, it was as shocked as anyone. I was as shocked. You didn't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on and find a child now, do you? So this Miss Lestarde couldn't possibly be the culprit then.
Yeah, my accent is not as good as Luke's, but I'm trying.
I tell you can't see a blind thing in the hiding place. It's pitch in there.
Hang on. So you couldn't see out into the cabin at all?
Not a jot. Most days I push the cushion up with me head and look out the crack. Then I can have a butcher's at who's I'm gonna fiddle.
I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher.
I mean, I can have a look. The seat I get under ain't as plush as the other one, see? So, most of the time, the passengers plant themselves opposite. But for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head.
And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out. I see.
The truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink.
Talking about jail.
But it's the only place to hide in them carriages, so it's Hobson's choice.
Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open then? I'd say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor.
So anyways, I was a bit scared, but I had to just stick it out under there. Nothing else for it. Then after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of my skin, I did. And the scream just came out.
Hang on.
Uh,
When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor?
It is British accent time, Warner.
Yep.
And yes, hype train Droggle, definitely.
could have been. I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump.
And you let out a scream involuntarily?
That's right. And then I felt the cushion over my head get lighter all of a sudden.
Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes? No, I don't believe you. Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim, could it not? Well, girl, did you see what happened at the crucial moment or not?
I was under the seat. Me lord? Yeah, I saw it.
Huh?
I pushed up the cushion and had a quick butcher's while I had the chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up with a bloke what had fallen on the floor on the seat opposite. That matches Mr. McGilda's account, of course. But then, the fella suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should have never have risked looking. It's because of that this swell found me. He did help me get away, mind.
Hang on. And when Mr. McGiddle discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place?
I was scared stiff, I was. He dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all.
Next to the victim, Mr. Mason, correct?
Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts. He was still bleeding. Then the carriage lurched a bit and he ended up falling onto me.
Oh my gosh.
How awful. Both me and Anne's got covered in blood. It made me feel sick as a dog.
Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passenger saw. Blech.
Yeah.
After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGiddle for a while, is that correct?
He asked me some stuff, wanted to know me name and what I was up to in that. Then he heard something from up above. Someone screamed.
Yes, Mr. First on the roof deck, one would presume.
Well, I didn't want no one seeing me face, so I didn't look up. Then the horses were drawn up smartish, and this here Irishman says to me, look under the seat. I'll see that you get away later.
He's a little gentleman.
All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent.
For one brief shining moment, yeah, they did.
It's clear that they were all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, Ryunosuke, I'm sure we would clinch the verdict that we want.
Yes, I think you're right. And I have this niggling feeling something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it.
So we stuck into the carriage before they looked up in the horses, just like always. But it was right, a waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch black in there. Huh?
Okay, so you couldn't see out of the cabin at all then?
Not a jot. Most days, I push the cushion up with me head and look out a crack. Then I can have a butcher's at who I'm gonna fiddle.
I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher.
I mean, I can have a look, see? The seat I get under ain't as plush as the other one, see? So most of the time, the passengers plant themselves opposite. For some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head.
And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up and peek out. I see.
Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink.
Excuse me! Is something wrong, Mr. McGiddle? Oh, I do apologize. There was something the matter, Consul. I'm just wondering if the Mrs. testimony or last comment made something occur to you, perhaps.
It's Miss Lestrade.
Okay. You seem to be thinking something to yourself. No. 'Twas nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lasses, all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad, shut up in the dark. It was terrifying, it was. I see, yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now, too. Oi, and I don't know much about yourself, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well.
Yeah. I suppose it does. Maybe.
Miss Lestrade. Lestrade? Did you hear something that night? Anything unusual? A noise, perhaps?
My name is Miss Lestrade, thank you.
Close enough.
You could say Lestrade. No, not really.
Actually, her name is Gina. We'll just call her Gina. It works.
My name's Gina, is that alright? All I could hear was the Irishman. He was snoring.
My father was the Irishman. I've been living in England all my life. But Jabez, there's no need to tell the whole world of me snoring, you little scamp.
What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital new clue, Ryunosuke.
Yeah. What should we make of that last comment of hers? I would say it's profoundly important.
Somebody who believes McGilden actually did it, Misty Dolphin says.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That's gonna be interesting.
My lord. I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important.
Huh?
Profoundly important, but all she said was that she heard nothing. Yes, which is profoundly important point. I'm sure. Wait, if the guy was stabbed, wouldn't he go?
Yeah, you're right. Wouldn't he make a noise or something?
I mean, most people who, get stabbed and stuff or killed, they tend to let out a groan at least.
Yep.
I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern mind. No offense. Sorry, Counsel. Nevertheless, Miss Gina, You will supplement your formal testimony by repeating the last statement, please.
What? Superman? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me.
That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good move.
She heard nothing but snoring, says Drago.
Yeah.
Yes, wouldn't she hear the Englishman scream? Definitely, Kiri.
Mm-hmm.
I was straining my ears to work out what was going on, but all I could hear was snoring.
Okay.
Huh?
So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time, since the moment you hid yourself?
Well, not exactly, no.
Sorry.
Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and have a butcher's to see what was what. But then, when I saw this swell getting on, I got me head down so he didn't notice me.
And Mr. McGiddle sat on the seat underneath you, which you were hiding, correct?
So since he entered the cabin, she heard nothing.
Yeah, would you, Adam and Eve, eh? What a mug!
Why does he have this weird reaction?
I don't know.
Let me ask you something, Mr. McGiddle. Oh, what is it you would like, young fella? Do you have something to say about that last statement? Nope, not really. I'm altogether happy with what's been said. Kind of you to ask, though. Here, have yourself a chip.
Thank you.
Ah!
I'll take it.
Does he think I was asking after his general well-being?
Then after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of my skin, he did. And the scream just came out. Ah! Huh?
When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor?
Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump.
And you let out a scream involuntarily?
That's right. And then I felt the cushion over my head get lighter all of a sudden.
Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes? Or not? Wait, we're doing alright. It would equally could have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim, could it not?
No, because he got up after after it.
Yeah. Well, girl, did you see what happened at the crucial moment or not?
There's no way it could have been because he got up after the sound. He would have had to get up before the sound to stab him. I would have sat up before to stab, then sit down, then you would hear the sound after I got up. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to.
You say you saw it?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. I pushed up the cushion and had a quick butcher's. Well, I had the chance, didn't I? I saw it for sure. The Irishman was sitting up and the bloke had fallen on the floor on the seat opposite. That matches Mr. McGilda's account, of course. But then the fella suddenly turns around and he looks at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should have never risked looking. It's because of that this swell found me. He did help me get away, mind?
Because he's a gentleman.
Yeah, he is a gentleman. So, there's something that we're missing here. We have to press one of these statements. We got a reaction when we did statement 3. So...
Oh, I'm sorry about your puppy this morning.
Oh, no.
Undead Arthur, his puppy passed away.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. We'll definitely be praying for you, buddy. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Undead Arthur.
Try this one again. So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time, since the moment you hid yourself?
Well, not exactly, no.
Sorry?
Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with, you see. So there was no one there to make a sound. I could just push the cushion up and have a butcher's to see what was what. But then, when I saw this swell getting on, and he got me head down, so he didn't notice me. I mean, I got my head down, so he didn't notice me. Sorry.
And Mr. McGiddle sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct?
Alright, OH wants us to try pressing the third statement again, but don't press McGilded. I don't know, we'll give it a try. Thanks, OH.
So then all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out there as soon as I heard him leave, see? But would he? Not likely, even though he stopped here and there. I never heard the door open, not once.
She never heard the door open!
Oh, wow.
That's interesting. So I had to stay put and listened to him driving his pigs to market, snoring like an old dog he was.
Driving his pigs to market.
Wow.
That's her version of him snoring.
Wow,
She did not hear the door open at all. That is so weird.
It doesn't add up. That seems like it's not...
Nothing makes sense here.
I wonder if there's any conclusions we can draw from that. I wonder.
But also, how did an invisible person stab this person? Like, he woke up, there was a stab, the person fell on the floor, he helped the guy up, then she saw the guy, she had blood on her hands, and then she went back under the seat, he helped her get out. But where's the invisible person that stabbed the guy? Where is he? Because the guy Milgilda didn't even get up until the guy was already stabbed. Did the guy, like, go there? The only way that this could have happened, is one of the passengers above is lying, and they were one of the killers, and they went down there, stabbed the guy, and then hopped up on top through the skylight.
How wouldn't they have blood?
I have no idea. Nothing makes sense. I'm so confused.
Because when the person was stabbed, she got blood on her hands, too. Like, all the people inside the cabin got blood on their hands, but still, this doesn't add up. I think somebody got off. I think there was another passenger. That's my guess. All right,
it definitely doesn't make sense.
All right, so we're all agreed. Chat, everybody, it doesn't add up. All right, let's try it. See what happens. Miss Gina, what you have just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts. At odds? Are you sure, man? Yes, when the music stops, it means I'm right. Absolutely. It seems my learned Japanese friend is not as dual-witted as I feared. So Van Zeeks realized it too.
What? I don't even know what it is. I just know it doesn't make sense.
We gotta turn this up, because I gotta hear it. I love when the music gets all intense like this. It makes it more exciting. Consul! I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence, or some complicit party's name at the very least. Yes, my lord. I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court. According to Miss Gina, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGiddle snoring. But think, Ryunosuke, think!
There must have been other sounds.
There's something she heard. There's something she should have heard. Wait, there's something else she should have heard.
Well, it said that it just heard him snoring.
Something else she should have heard. Show a piece of evidence, show a person, forget it.
What would she have heard, though? What? She said she didn't hear anything until she heard a bang. What would she possibly have heard? Wouldn't she hear the passengers getting on the top of the carriage? Yeah, because they said, remember they said the door was locked, so they couldn't get on in the carriage.
Yep.
Remember? So wouldn't the carriage have stopped and they would have climbed on top? She wouldn't have heard that?
It seems...
I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. What do you guys think in the chat? The knife, says Judd. She definitely did it. The girl. People think it's the girl or McGilded. I have an idea that this might be Shelley, the killer's ancestor. But I feel like if she was being truthful, then she would have heard the other two passengers. Because remember, They remember they said that McGilda was there the entire time in the back. Nobody saw him get on, and they clearly both said that the door was locked to the cabin, and they were angry about it because it was freezing. So he was in there the entire time. He was there first. Wait,
Yep.
no, she was there first.
She was there first.
She was there first. He was there second.
I have an idea.
Well, what about the guy who got stabbed? When did he get on?
Exactly, that's who I was going to try. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Miss Gina could not have failed to hear on the night in question, the sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person. Mr. Mason.
Yes, when did she would have heard him get on.
Thrice fired Mason? Music stopped, we're right. Yes, my lord, the sound that Miss Gina could not fail to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus.
You're right! Because he boarded after him while he was asleep.
Order! Order! Explain your reasoning now, Consul. Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claim earlier that you were the first person to board the omnibus, is that correct?
Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I?
And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGiddle. That it was. Not a soul was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least, not in plain sight, anyway. So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at that time. Did I not just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, I saw him get on, remember? Through the crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure.
And
His own for sure.
from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all?
Nah, I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for. Weren't it waiting for this swell to leave?
In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? Ah! We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Gina's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts. Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed. Lord Dracula, what? Yes, he knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in her testimony.
This guy freaks me out.
It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more.
Oh, what?
He's dead, right? How could the victim possibly not have boarded the omnibus?
That makes no sense, whatever.
And this girl is a pickpocket. Let's not forget that. Uh-oh!
Guilty! Oh no!
Ah, she didn't even say anything.
I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she has some rather naughty ways, but I must say, I can't abide liars.
And neither can I!
Mr. Foreman!
I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways, but I must say, I cannot abide liars.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There's a lot of tension going on.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Mr. Naruhodo! That's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty.
Don't mind me while I have a drink so early in the morning. Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend. Two considerable troubles you have spared me. Gulp, 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 gulp. Yes, very refreshing. What are you playing at? Have you forgotten what you're working for, you useless Eastern? Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa. Creepy!
This carnage, it's perfect. Juror number 2 is the only one left.
Mr. Naruhodo, the way this is going...
I know. If we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGiddle's innocence, the judge will rule and we'll have lost. Uh-oh.
I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen, but those of us in the service know we must accept hard truths.
Oh, crap! Hold it!
Huh?
Who said that? Yes, the witness' last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed some light on the entire whole case. What are you saying?
Huh?
Console!
I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean?
Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prog my adjunction. Explain yourself at once. When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by your witness in the stand. And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus?
I know. Why did Mr. McGill have to be asleep the whole time? Because he can't hear anything that happened.
There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage.
He is a sorcerer!
No.
There was another entrance!
There was another entrance?
He was already there in the carriage because it was pitch black when they all got in. Either it was pitch black and he was there the whole freaking time with the knife in him, even before anyone got in, or there's another entrance, somebody ran it, but they would have seen that, then they would have heard the other entrance.
What if he was actually killed outside and then put inside the carriage?
That's what I know.
Let's go with another entrance. Let's try it. We've got 4 strikes left. Let's do it. If the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way. No. I wondered what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. Behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door. The other only has windows. Fixed windows which cannot possibly open, in short. There is no entrance to the cabin other than the door. Objection! But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yes, one other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin.
Nani?
All right, counsel. The defense will identify the location for the court. Here is the omnibus on which the incident occurred. Where on earth is the entrance by which the victim entered the cabin? Oh, because there was a loud thud!
So somebody threw
the skylight.
Threw him in through the skylight. He thudded on the ground. And then after that, the other people came on board. He sat him up. Mr. McGill did. So maybe someone threw the victim through the skylight. He thudded on the ground. She screamed. Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
He wouldn't have made, like, such a big thud if he fell off the seat, though. But if he came crashing through the window and it was open from above, that means anybody up above could have killed him and gotten off the carriage without ever being seen. I'm going with the window.
Okay.
Take that! The answer is obvious. It can only have been through the skylight. I say the skylight!
Oh, everyone in the chat is saying rooftop, the skylight, rooftop.
Objection! Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However, objection! The skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through. Objection! So you claim. But do you have a shred of evidence to support your brain theory?
Let's throw somebody through right now. Why don't we throw the count?
Both Mr. McGiddle and Miss Gina said in the same with their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as a noise made by someone falling to the floor. Yes, which has already been explained. As the sound of the victim falling from his seat having been assaulted with the dagger. Yes, it has, but would a man slipping from a seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witness described?
Yeah, it would have just been like...
A loud noise, a noise loud enough to cause Miss Gina to let out an involuntary cry, in fact? Good gracious! Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it! Objection!
Whoa!
You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin? That's simply impossible. How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen.
Or unless they were the murderers.
And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony. Well, yes, that's true, but... oh no.
Hold it.
I might be a humble fella, make a wee comment here. Might a humble fella make a wee comment? Mr. McGiddle? To be sure now, the two fellows who were sat on the roof that testified before said not of a victim falling through the skylight, but it seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not saying, but... Aye. 'Tis a case of them being unable to say. What? I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would you not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Humph! Humph! Oh my goodness, surely not!
Those two chaps on the roof? You mean the ones who stuck that knife in the man were...
Ah!
Oh my gosh!
They did it.
Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blither? Blither?
You rotter! I said you rotter! What are you insinuating?
This is flaming outrage! I've a good mind to give you all a blinker in a minute!
He'll give you a shiner in a minute! Me! A very angry hatter!
Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts, it's a disgrace, it's scandalous, I protest in the strongest possible terms.
That's right, I'll protest too! What about you, you rotten scoundrel?
Whoa, we dragged everybody up there.
It's too...
Order! 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 This is not the time, witnesses. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. But this is beyond reason, my lord. It's outrageous.
It's very artful, you know.
My lord, if I may comment. Go ahead, Lord Dracula. What is it? It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witness. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witness without proof. Accuse? I never intended to. It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. Huh? Your part proposed to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof of the deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis... That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimidated their criminal guilt. In our British court of law, that is what is termed as called baseless accusation. Ha! I know I was rushed to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you cannot just dismiss it without a second thought.
That's right.
What are we wasting time for? Go! Get him! Testify! Huh?
I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fella.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
We have to see this matter through now, one way or another.
If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once.
Oh my gosh. Testify! Testify! Testify!
What's happening, Mr. Naruhodo?
The spectators in the public gallery they're in complete frenzy. Mr. Fairplay and Mr. Fast. My lord? Yes? You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the incident brought by the defense. Yes, my lord. Why are they looking away?
I didn't come here for this.
Wow, he's enjoying this.
Yep, he knows he didn't do it.
There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward. Oh my
Good
gosh.
job.
Wow. Witness testimony. Rebuttal of accusation. We were the only two people on that roof deck, dead or alive. I can answer to that.
If anything had happened while we were sitting, don't you think one or the other one of us would have noticed?
In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man.
The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it.
You liar, you were looking through the skylight.
Why does he have a different reaction than the other guy? If you were sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof, man? Okay.
I'm so confused.
He just challenged us, though. I must say that listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine. Oh boy. How either the witness could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck, what? Without the other noticing forthwith. So hard to speak and do the stupid voices. That's right, you see!
We're innocent, I tell you. Innocent. No, logically, of course, this argument falls down in two of you were in conclusion if you were in collusion with one another.
What?
Eh?
According to the investigations by Scotland Yard. Let me look at my paper. The two witnesses share no common dealings. Ha! Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich.
That guy looks rich, though.
I know. Something doesn't feel right here. Well, everybody used to dress really nice in the Victorian era, so.
I miss that era. I was never there, though.
I like being casual. The trial is going on in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy?
I wouldn't mind dressing pretty every day.
You are pretty. Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please. Oh, yes, my lord. I can do that. Maybe. Da-da.
They could be guilty of conspiracy for murder and perjury. Definitely scientists.
Yes, they could.
Refuting the accusation.
We were the only two people on the roof deck, dead or alive, I can swear to that. Hold it. So, at no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck. Bleh. I'm not saying roof deck anymore. So at the time, did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof or not? Absolutely not, Dickens.
I don't know why I called him Dickens.
This is poor translation. It just is, like...
No question about it, he said. None at all. Oh, but yes, of course, I do remember seeing them both. I saw the victim inside the enclosed cabin, talking with this man here.
Uh-oh.
You liar.
Is this true, Mr. McGiddle?
He was asleep the whole time. That's a lie.
Dear me, my lord, at the risk of repeating myself, I boarded the omnibus alone and nodded off inside almost immediately. That's an outright lie. Without a doubt, you were engaged in... Let me stop you there, fella, and ask, do you have any evidence at all? At all? Oh... 'Tis all about evidence in the courts these days, so it is. You do well to remember that. Oh. I saw you with my own eyes!
Thank you. Sorry, I was drinking tea.
That's fine. This is going so well.
If anything had happened while we were sitting, don't you think one or two of us would have noticed?
Hold it.
Huh?
Well, it was on the final run of the omnibus, at past 10 o'clock in the evening. It would certainly have been quite dark, perhaps too dark to see clearly. Is this some kind of lark?
It's some kind of joke, he said. That's what it is.
Or perhaps one or the other of you fell asleep briefly. What? Are you fair dinkum, sir?
Are you serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you.
I'd give you the keys to the vault if you could fall asleep in that bitter cold. And if you did manage it, your eyelids would freeze shut and you'd never open them again. That's extreme.
It is extreme.
It was extreme, I tell you. And we had to put up with it because this man had locked the door. Any true gent would have unlocked it and let me in when I knocked.
Oh my gosh. I'm dreadfully sorry about that, young fella. But you see, I was away with the fairies and didn't hear it you at all.
He was sleeping.
That's a lie. I saw you through the glass. You were talking to someone.
Lies. Nope.
No. 'Twas a cold night, so it was. People do be saying things that aren't real in the code. 'Tis hardly surprising.
Saying things? What? How dare you?
I believe we have reached an impasse here on this particular point.
Oh, you!
Don't take it personally now, lad. If I'm a suspect in this case, then it's only fair that you and the other, fiend are too. Open and free competition is what a capitalist society is all about. I just want to stop that right here. In voiceover sessions, if a person is doing multiple characters, they read in that voice one day, and then they'll come back the next day, and they'll do the other character they're voicing. They don't go back and forth. So, yeah, just putting it there so people know. This is very difficult.
This isn't a competition. I should like to be involved in, really.
They used to do it back in the 80s, like when, everybody would do Thundercats and all that other stuff. They would do all their table readings at once, but they would focus on their individual characters and then the other ones they voiced later. So, in any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. So, you had never met Mr. Mason before then, huh? Oh no, not once, never.
He never met the man before, he said. Never.
Why is this guy standing up for the banker? And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either?
Yeah, irate. Why is he standing up? That's right, sir. Hatters don't have much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, unless he took a loan from his bank.
Mm-hmm. Everybody seems to be, you know. Now I imagine not. You see, how many different ways can I put this? Neither of us have the remotest connection to the gentleman who was inside the cabin. Oh!
That's right. This is about motive, and we had none.
What's going on with you? Excuse me. Mr. McGiddled? Yes, counsel, what can I be doing for you? Did the witness' last statement give you pause for that somehow? Not the remotest connection. Is that right now? I wonder. Huh? What are you insinuating now, you old man? Oh, Mr. Fairplay, 'tis been too long, so it has. There! If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe 'tis fast approaching it, is it not, your repayment date? I beg your pardon?
Yep, he set him up.
You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir. At an unconstable rate of interest? You tricked me. It's extortion.
You still took the money, dude.
Well, now, is there a touch of, begrudgery, is it? The sort of begrudgery that might motivate a fellow to pass his crimes off to another? Huh? And young Mr. Fast?
Well, me, sir? Well, what do you want with me, sir? What?
You do be making hats for a living, do you not? That there top hat sliding about your head, is that one of your own creations, is it?
Well, I'm still just an apprentice, you understand? I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever gent walks through the door.
The perfect fit, is it? Well, 'tis a very distinctive design, so it is.
How many customers like this design, I tell you? They like a distinctive touch.
Customers? Such a thrice-fried mason? Such as?
Oh,
There was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence before, my lord. Yes, you mean, his hat! I can't help thinking that the poor fella's hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say?
what? Oh! That's one of my hats.
Aye, that it is. So it would seem the brickmaker was a customer of yours. What?
Oh.
The sort of customer I'd wager you could have had a wee quarrel with over the distinctiveness of the goods.
Oh, no, sir. Absolutely not, sir.
Oh, that guy did something.
Well, there's really nothing more to aid. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here having the remotest connection to the victim, you see.
And that guy reacted too. The guy
I rest my case. Oh, you little weasel! Ah!
They're the ones who accused him.
He's better at this than I am.
Gosh, Mr. McGilded has certainly been through in his research, hasn't he?
I believe the word is thorough.
Thorough.
Hey. Please don't let me little eruption hold up the proceedings. Hat hunter. Okay.
The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it.
Okay. Oh, wait. Actually, I want to go back. Sorry. Press. Hold on. Are you quite certain about that the skylight was shut the entire time? I'm going to lose my block with you in a moment, sir.
He's going to lose his ride with you in a minute. That's what he said.
Oh my gosh. Take a look for yourself. Go on. You see, it's shut fast now, just like it was on the night.
Uh-huh.
So it is, of course, a fellow the size of Mr. Mason could likely break right through it still and all. What?
True.
Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand. Now, you hold on a minute there, sir. The size of the thing means nothing. No, on its own, let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Let's stop biting our cane, shall we?
Well, I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when, well, I broke wind loudly, and I shocked myself with it, as it happens.
I'm sorry, but this is an unexpected confession, Mr. First.
Oh, I just meant to say, well, the point is, I tried to open the skylight, you see. But, just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow.
Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went as red as rouge, I did.
Oh my gosh. I feel like... Are you expecting me to sentence you?
Oh, no, sir. I mean, the point was... the skylight can't be opened. I tried when I was inside the cabin of shame.
Oh my gosh, we missed something. The skylight doesn't open, you say?
So that proves it. We couldn't have kicked the victim down into the cabin now. I tell you, neither of us could.
And we missed something. We have to do that again. Nobody mentioned anything about kicking anyone. Like I said, these details are little nuggets at best. It's the mother lode we should be looking for. There was an exclamation mark. Going back. This guy.
Was? The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you.
Yes, there was. We have to go through this again. Are you quite certain about that?
I'm going to lose my patience.
He's going to lose his rag with you in a minute.
Take a good look for yourself. Go on. You see, it's shut.
So it is, of course. A fellow the size of Mr. Mason could likely break right through it still and all. Nope.
What?
Just by looking at the size of the thing.
Oh, no, you hold on there a moment, sir. On its own, let's consider the bigger picture.
Let's stop biting our cane.
I was riding the omnibus on another occasion, and I broke wind loudly.
This is an unexpected confession, Mr. Pooty Faust.
Oh, I mean to say, well, the point was, but just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. Everyone was looking daggers at me, and I went red as rouge.
Are you expecting me to sentence you for poogash?
No, sir. The point is, the skylight cannot be open. I tried it when I was inside of the cabin of shame.
Excuse me. Do you have something to say about that, Miss Gina? Oh. Miss Gina!
It opens.
Huh?
The skylight. That is what we're talking about, isn't it, right? It does open.
Wait, why? Why the gas again?
All them skylights open dead easy.
More easily than you can load that weapon?
That's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, you can't do it from the inside, you mug. Oh. Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of those drags, and I had a great haul. I mean, I had purses coming out me ears.
Wow, she's gonna go to jail.
Miss Gina, this is not the form to be subjugating your criminal activities.
Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare, and when I lifted the last bloke's purse, he got wise to me. All 4 of them surrounded me, so I couldn't hop off the bus and leg it. So what I did was I used the skylight. I opened the latch and jumped right through.
What?
There's a latch.
Yeah, the catch forum skylight is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin.
The skylight opens from the rooftop?
Bailiff! Climb onto the roof of the omnibus at once and verify this witness's claims.
He's gonna go up there.
Oh!
Ah!
Oof, oh my heart! See?
Wow. Bravo, good show.
Order! Order! Order!
Oh!
So it appears that the street girl's statement is quite true.
I don't believe it. The skylight opens. And from the roof.
Mr. Naruhodo! This could be the clue we've been looking for, Ryunosuke.
Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination, if you will.
Yes, my lord. So, the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself.
If you're sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof?
How many statements is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Oh yeah, it's on the 5th statement, yeah.
Alright,
It's on the 5th statement. That's the last statement.
That is the last statement. Can I actually explore the omnibus?
If you're so sure the victim fell through, what is your proof? I mean, I guess...
I mean, it's hard to even look up here, though. Alright, let's check out the window. It's letting us examine it, so let's give it a shot. So the skylight was fastened shut before.
But now the catch has been undone. We should be able to open it.
They're doing this right in the middle of the court.
I guess.
Why not, I suppose. You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure.
Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. So I'm sure the witness would have been able to see quite clearly.
That's not good for us. Is there anything else? You certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure.
Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. So I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly.
Yeah, that's a good... Okay, so... I'm not seeing anything.
I mean, the only thing I could, like, set as proof is the latch. That they would be able to drop it in easily.
Well, I think there would be, like... I don't know, is there any way to zoom in? No.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe if you... Maybe if we open the door or something. Maybe we can open the door. You were on the other door before. You didn't press on that.
Oh, we can't shut the latch anymore.
Try opening the door, Luke.
Oh, the
It
door.
had a thing on the door.
Oh.
No, the other door.
I can't find anything out of
The
place.
other side.
Oh.
You can open the door.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we?
The scene of the murder, it's horrible.
Now we can finally go in here and look.
And so there's blood on the ground.
Well, most of the blood is on the ground, so...
That's blood, isn't it?
Hardly any
Really?
blood on the seat.
Is something wrong, Ryunosuke?
Oh, it's just that, well, the blood stain is so obvious, that's all. And yet, Van Zieks has made no mention of it.
I suppose that does seem a little strange.
Why do I have such a bad feeling about this?
Because there's tons of blood.
There's tons of blood on the floor. There's barely any blood on the seat. There's blood up there!
Oh my gosh, Luke! Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it, Ryunosuke? Why didn't I have to kick someone like you through? Certainly, Mr. Naruhodo.
Why someone like me?
Well,
What? What is it?
look just here, look at this.
That's, without a question, it's blood! Why would there be a blood stain there?
Surely, it can't be unrelated to the case, can it?
The details of the omnibus have been updated in the court record. Ooh, that's gonna come in handy. There's blood. Lots of blood on the floor.
Top.
Blood on the top, on the window.
There's no way.
If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where is your proof?
You want proof? You can't handle the proof!
You got it!
Proof, huh?
That's right, I demand to hear it.
Okay. Sure. Oh, wait, I messed up.
We came here to say what we saw, I tell you, not for this.
But you can call us both, stitch us, brand us as criminals.
You can call us liars, that's what he mean by shysters, and accuse us of doing it if you want.
As it stands at the moment,
No,
there's no hard evidence that incriminates yourselves now, is there?
I believe we're in much the same position as one another here.
If I don't crack this case open soon, he'll crack his teeth. Right.
I wonder if these two men were really involved in some way.
I couldn't say. I mean, I don't really know anything about them, do I? Although, by the same token, I don't really know anything about Mr. McGiddle either. It's so hard to know what to believe here. Oh, that's us.
I think we should try to remember that it's evidence alone that can truly determine the outcome of a trial.
Evidence, huh?
No one can argue against decisive evidence, including the members of the jury.
So you're saying that what we need now is to find a conclusive piece of evidence. We did. I failed to present it correctly.
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, precisely.
Okay, so the last statement where he's challenging us.
We're the only two people on the roof of the deck. If anything. In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim.
The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have...
If you're sure the victim fell through, then present some evidence. Where's your proof?
Present!
It's... which button is it?
R1.
R1. Very well.
We
The scene
will
of the crime.
present.
There's a blood stain visible on the frame of the skylight when it's open. Booyakasha!
Present!
Objection! Music stopped. We're right. On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts. And the irrefutable proof is... remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom.
What?
What?
That's uttering humbug. You can't possibly have any evidence.
No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it, I'll tell you. It's impossible.
Irrefutable proof here in this courtroom. Counsel?
My lord!
I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here, Where exactly within the omnibus is the evidence to... Where exactly within the bus is this evidence to which you allude?
It's on the top.
You will point out what it is that proves the victim fell from the roof deck through the skylight.
There's blood up
The
here.
blood.
Right here.
That.
Got it.
By Jupiter, is that blood?
Hey.
Ah!
This blood stain proves two things, Your Honor. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening.
Oh my!
And so it follows that Mr. McGiddled, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime.
No!
Uh-oh. Order! Order! Hold it! But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin. And only found its way to that one particular spot on the skylight, showing that would be very convenient. And let's keep in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I?
Nope.
But there's a way to know for sure, is there? If the gent really fell through the skylight, I mean...
Why don't we have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. Fast?
Most of the blood is right there.
'Tis all too plain to see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fella dropped from the fair height right there, so it is. What? No!
But it can't be! It's a...
Lies! Hold it!
My fellow jury members,
Uh-oh.
I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we?
I believe we can. Yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom.
So, they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they?
That guy's creepy.
He's crazy. I won't tolerate any of the guild's carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it.
Oh, I always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing.
Very nice, Amber.
All three then, everyone. 1, 2...
3!
Objection! A chilling performance, Mr. McGeedled. Oh, and what would you be referring to there now, Lord Van Zeeks? A blood stain on the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void. What? Why? For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed. Objection. What are you talking about? It's there for all to see. It's clearly blood. Objection. I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. Huh? So I can state with absolute certainty. No such smear of blood existed on the carriage. At least not until this trial began. What? Are you suggesting, Lord Van Zeeks, that this stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes, and while this court has been in session. Oh, nani?
No, that's
How?
not true.
How?
It was not. It was not.
What?
Poliver?
What a Poliver? I must say that I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord. What? But I'm Magnus McGiddle, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey. Mr. McGiddle, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in great many affairs of dubious nature. Oh? You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your hands dirty. And in each time it happens that the case you're involved with is investigated, you
He dipped the fix.
What? What did he do to the facts? What does that even mean?
When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGeedle's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of the crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir.
I don't believe that.
Tut, 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 Lord Van Zeeks. This'll not do, to be sure. Will it now, Consul?
Huh? Oh, no!
I think it's fair to say, this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say? Yes. But, if yous will all cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly have put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing?
That's true. Everyone...
Isn't that right now, Consul?
It's been there the whole time. There's no way anyone could have fabricated
The
it.
latch wasn't even open. It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time that the court has been in session.
My learned friend.
That's rude.
Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter in your own words.
As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think it's out of the question. There's no way.
There's no way he could have tampered it because it's been there the whole time. I don't see anywhere it could have.
Well, let's try it. It's out of the question.
Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? You've fallen silent.
I want to say that it's out of the question. I mean, it has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But for some reason, I just can't bring myself to say it. What? Why?
People in the chat are saying the courtroom was cleared for a second.
But the omnibus has been in full view of everyone in the courtroom the entire time. It is out of the question that someone... Is it out of the question that someone could have tampered with it? Surely, isn't it? I mean, it is out of the question. Oh my, you don't think... Might it actually have been possible?
As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility.
Oh!
Good gracious! Explain yourself, Consul.
Ethan is saying it's out of the question, Ryunosuke.
Yes, there is. It seems my learned friend has no intention of running from this deceit. Deceit?
I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take as a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina.
Kiri says, the smoke bomb.
Wait, he really did it? What's going on? Be careful, whoops.
Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo! Cover your face!
Bailiff! Don't let the accused escape! Secure the omnibus! I hereby call an emergency recess! Bailiff! Ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom!
The courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and in all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus.
Some people are saying the omnibuses were swapped.
Are you wise? Oh, wait. Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, ye rotten feckless gouger?
Feckless? Gouger? What?
You're supposed to be defending me. 'Tis a wicked plot. 'Tis a wicked plot to undermine me, so it is. Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus. Inconsistencies such as... To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning.
Weird.
Unfortunately, Lord Van Geeks, no one is able to corroborate your claims.
That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut.
Accordingly, I'm afraid to say we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is the result of tampering or not.
Oh my gosh.
Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things.
What do you think?
Sorry?
About the omnibus, Ryunosuke? Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus?
There is something odd. I'm gonna say this one.
I don't know what it is. I mean, is it... I don't know.
My lord,
Yes, what is it, defense?
there is one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial.
What? What in the devil's name are you doing, say now? If you dare to betray me, you little maggot, you better start watching your back. Objection. Silence, Mr. McGiddle. The court awaits the defense's clarification.
Grr, maybe he did do it. Holy
I don't
cow.
know.
This trial keeps swinging one way or the other. I have no idea what the truth is and what's deception.
Yeah, tell me about it.
What am I supposed to believe here?
Yeah, Goki45 says, I wanted the crime scene photos. Yeah, why didn't they take photos of the bus?
I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel.
If they investigated it, they inspected it, why didn't they take photos?
Where exactly is the alleged mark that you claim appeared at... Oh.
What exactly is the alleged mark that you claim appeared? Blah. Where exactly is the alleged mark that you claim appeared at some point during the trial?
I mean, the only thing I remember before was the blood on the seat. I don't remember seeing blood on the floor.
Yeah, I don't remember the blood on the floor either.
Well,
I mean, look at it. It actually looks newer.
yeah, it does look
at-
fresh.
Look at how, like, red the blood on the floor looks compared to the one on the seat.
The blood was planted because look at the blood up here, too. It's redder.
It's really bright.
Whereas the old blood is a darker color.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it also be a darker color on the floor?
It's not, though. It's
All right,
really
let's
bright.
do it. If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But, as far as I recall, this blood stain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was brought into the courtroom.
Good Lord! Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel. Well said, defense. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that was very careless slip of the tongue.
I believe that blood stain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence, Your Honor. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake.
What?
What? No!
Oh my gosh, he did it. Oh my gosh, alright,
This trial's over!
Mr. McGiddled?
I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but 'tis all over now.
But you're the defendant!
'Tis over, I tell ye! Ah! Memory, recollection, what people think they saw, 'tis all nonsense! Facts are what counts, and the facts is the bloodstain is there now!
Well...
And over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it's been, the good-for-nothing Reaper of the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. No. I'm scandalized, so I am, and I thought a better for Lord Van Zeeks. Well, me lord? I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. And at this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence. And in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue.
Your lordship can't be serious.
Lord Van Zeeks, what is your position?
The prosecution, my lord. There's no further witnesses or evidence to present.
Wait, what?
Very well. In that case, as I believe we've explored every possible avenue in this matter, I shall proceed to my judgment. As formality, I am of course obliged to confirm with the defense first.
What?
What formality?
All things stand at the moment. It would seem, as things, that Mr. McGilded will be found not guilty, Ryunosuke.
Yes.
Which would mean we've won.
Is that really the right outcome here, though? Is it really all right for a trial to come to an end now with all these unexplained inconsistencies?
Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please.
I don't even know what's happening. So this
Yes,
guy,
my lord.
This guy's so rich he's able to plant evidence?
The defense believes the defendant could be guilty.
What?
Yep.
I don't know.
I'm here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense for my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot in good conscience, at least fully, to the defendant's innocent.
What are you saying, man?
Without any question, there's no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent.
Good. Gracious me!
Oh, he's mad. Why are we taking against him?
Order! Order!
Because the evidence was planted. Also, the fact that he was acting more like a lawyer, than the other guy. Than me.
This is unprecedented behavior, defense. A defense lawyer calling the accused innocent into question? Are you of sound mind, sir? Oh, 'twas a grand decision to appoint you as me lawyer, so it was a grand decision.
What?
I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, have this for your troubles. Your job here is done, fella, and some fine work we've done so far you have.
What do you mean?
'Tis just the right honourable gentleman so scrutinally put before, the trial can't go on any more. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it? Now, nothing more than a formality.
This dude is evil.
So every time he plants evidence, the trial can't go on.
Wah ha ha ha!
Okay. That's the best I can do.
Wow, I don't understand.
He did it. He did it.
Really don't know what to make of this.
Was the evidence we've seen genuine, or was it fake?
His lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of as promptly as I said.
The stinking rich always guilty of something, you mark my words.
I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us a lovely park.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm so confused.
Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea.
Holy cow, he did it. He did it.
And then he just plants evidence.
I thank you kindly, me lord.
And then he gets off because it's a mistrial.
I hereby pronounce the defendant of this court.
Objection! But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain in the omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth.
Lord Van Zeeks. My lord.
The case made by the
prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place. My sincerest apologies, my lord.
Objection! But wait! When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zeek ordered the evidence to be secured.
I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter.
That's so unfair.
The capabilities of the defendant has not at present time been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment. What?
Wow.
Holy cow.
Well, Lord Van Zeeks, it's been a pleasure, so it is. And as for you, my dear fellow, I couldn't have asked for a better defense.
You!
Do you mean to tell me this has all been a grand waste of time?
'Tis the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, we can always go ahead and try to change the law.
Magnus Megitut.
Oh, good grief, you've more to say to me, have ye?
Just one thing, a warning. This is far from over.
Well, something to be looking forward to then. Hey. What? Oh.
I hear... now I gotta go back. I hereby pronounce the defendant... no, it's wrong! Blessed!
I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. McGiddle, not guilty!
Wow. Fireworks?
I don't know.
Holy cow, he got away with it. I can't believe it! This is an outrage! What are we talking about? This man's been cleared. He's innocent. Is he? Is he really? I don't think so. With the courtroom in a pandemonium, for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict. And my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end, with the defendant being found not guilty. A victory for us, obviously, but a hollowed one. Wow. 18th of February, still Kwing's birthday, 5:14 p.m. The Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber.
Whoa, I don't know what to say. That certainly was a long trial, Ryunosuke.
Yeah, it was.
Your first ever trial on foreign soil, and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations.
Yeah, they both don't feel... They both And to you too, Miss Susie. Thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened.
Well, we didn't have enough time.
But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that!
The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection.
Aye, that you did.
Oh, jeez.
Mr. McGiddled. And that girl was with him. They both did it.
Well, it seems the stories are true.
Oh, what stories?
About the 6 enormous fireworks they do be letting off if there's a verdict of not guilty. I'm sure yous must have seen 'em now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say?
Yes, definitely.
I've heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I've you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to say it. Wah ha 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 ha.
Wow.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything.
What on earth are you saying, fella? Oh, did I walk out here a free man, then?
I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning.
Oh? You're a straight-talking fella, aren't ye? I must say, you had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong, ha 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 ha, as 'tis water under the bridge.
Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared.
But nothing's resolved.
Well, there's only one thing that matters to me.
Oh?
Aye. They've all seen that I didn't do that hideous and absurd deed. 'Tis a grand, is it not?
I suppose it is.
Now the fine fellows of Cotton Yard can make matters in the hand and sort out any wee details. They all see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I've absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay.
It's not that funny.
So then, as we agreed aforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella.
Oh, no. I couldn't possibly accept that much.
Oh, bewitched. You're a humble person, are you? From the East? Well, if you insist. But have this. Still and all, you deserve a reward.
Mr. Magnus McGiddle! Everything is ready, sir, if you'd like to follow me into the courtroom. Into the courtroom?
What's this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I was led to believe.
I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There are some changes to the schedule.
Well, I must be
What?
making tracks now. 'Tis time for the inspection.
Sorry? What inspection?
They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if it could be present for it myself.
They're going to examine it again? Now?
Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I be doing me best to help where I can. 'Tis a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. 'Tis an absolute pleasure meeting yous.
I liked this guy.
I hope ye have a whole whale of time with your studying here in Great Britain.
And there he goes, a free man.
Do we know he did it?
Oh, I forgot she was here too.
Oh, Don't move!
Whereas, I want to say, get a move on. She really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Gina, would you mind putting that thing down?
You're a grown-up.
Sorry?
Oh, and I hate grown-ups.
Ah, there you are!
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Sorry, that's a girl.
Naughty, naughty, running off off like that.
Is this some kind of picnic? Who is this little girl now?
I'm taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run on my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ha ha! Do you want to play? You won't beat me.
Excuse me, but who are you?
Oh, good day to you. I'm the inventor, I suppose, of that machine.
The inventor?
Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, white, and more white. If you have to be shrouded in smoke, it would at least have to be a pretty colour, I thought to myself.
Do we have to be shrouded in smoke, though? At all?
I just took my eyes off of it for a moment, whilst I was changing into a different omnibus. She pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon.
A what's it now? I have no idea what this girl is even talking about.
Anyway, you're coming with me now, back to the laboratory. What? I do apologise, silly, to my technician. What? You mean you say sorry? You must say sorry when you did something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. An adult? I don't listen to adults. Come along then, follow me. Fine, have it your way. Oh good, you see I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end.
I'm fairly sure that she just wants to not get shot by your massive gun. Very cute.
We'll be leaving now then. Goodbye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss.
Thank you, Amber. She was lively one, that's for sure.
Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now too, Ryunosuke?
Yes, you're right, but where to?
Oh, we haven't had time to find a place to stay.
Oh, that's me.
No,
We haven't found a place to stay either. No sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our traveling cases are still with the bailiff.
I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings, but at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we'll be out of luck. Don't worry though, I have a plan. If worse comes to worse, I've heard of a lovely park where we can spend the night.
Please tell me you're not thinking of McGiddled Park.
I know it may be a little chilly this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through.
I'm not so sure about that. I don't think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person solid just as easily as an elderly one, don't you think?
Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable at all.
Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGiddle down. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room or a mansion. Well,
Yeah, it would have.
it's because you're a good person, Ryunosuke.
Gaming cases should have taken his hard-earned money, or
I
he'd
know.
be sleeping in the alleys of London.
Exactly. And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead, just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned. The case was far from over. Woo!
We won though.
Yep, and we get to have our study tour. Whoops. Oh my gosh!
これはどういうことだ。わかりません。私が駆けつけた時にはもう現場検証が始まるまで立ち入り禁止のはずではないか。
Oh my gosh!
まさか
There's somebody in there.
誰かいるのか。
Get them out. Oh my gosh.
なんという。
Who was in there?
Get them out.
Holy cow, this game. Wow. 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 The realm of the Reaper. Holy cow.
I'm glad I'm not going to sleep right now.
Oh my gosh. That was dark. That was really, really dark. This might be the darkest Ace Attorney ever. Holy cow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Okay, well, Monster Hunter's next. The finale of Monster Hunter will be happening in a little bit, and then Mario has been moved to 9-something. I have no words. That is... wow. Wow. Was Mr. McGiddle actually killed? Who was inside of there?
Drago says, I got my money on the banker man or the young hatter.
Oh my gosh.
And other people think it was McGilded, but I thought that he put the judge and the prosecutor in there.
No, the judge and the prosecutor were in there. But anyway, guys and gals, that does it for this episode of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Thank you so much for watching. Join us tomorrow at 4 o'clock for our normal time for the next exciting episode, as we will be doing case number 4, which is going to be pretty exciting. So, as I said, Monster Hunter will be starting up at probably around 7:30. I need to have something to eat, as well as set up the Monster Hunter stream. But that will be the finale of Monster Hunter, so...
Yep. A gaming case says that there is a lot of murder in London.
There's a lot of murder,
Ethan
yeah.
says that was insane, and Judge says, I like this.
Well, we know it can't be Gina or the pink-haired girl because they both left.
Yep. Our Exterlinus says talk about a shocking episode.
I know.
Definitely.
So anyway, guys, tell us what you thought about this episode in the comment section below of this video once it's done being aired. And I will see you guys for Monster Hunter in a little bit. So I'm just going to throw together a temporary thumbnail. And, you know, we're going to beat the game. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. See you guys on Monster Hunter around 7:40, something like that. Bye-bye.
God bless. Happy gaming. See ya.